Resident Evil Village – Special Developer Message, IGN. Europe stocks advance with U.S. futures after rout, markets wrap, Yahoo Canada Finance. Spider-Man Miles Morales is a remaster and expansion, Sony clarifies, Video Games Chronicle. Kenna, Bridge of Spirits PS5 trailer shows off Pixar-like graphics, and gadget. The Last of Us Part 2 review, Next Gen can wait spoiler-free CNET. The Last of Us 2 review, IGN. AMD Ryzen 7 1700 in 2020, benchmark versus 3700X, 3900X, 1060K, and more, Gamers Nexus. Horizon Zero Dawn sequel revealed at Sony's PS5 Future of Gaming event, CNET. PS5's impressive load times are coming into focus with Resident Evil 8, NBA 2K21, and more, GameSpot. Samsung Galaxy S20 leak reveals cheaper new model to take on iPhone 12. Tom's